Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the tier 10 Japanese destroyer, the Shimakaze, and this is a match from the first PTS run of the RPF tree, and that's why I'm not gonna put up the tree, but it's the normal one. And I don't really like this lineup because the enemy team has 3 Moskvas, and all of the destroyers are also things that are probably superior to the Shimakaze and can potentially easily kill me in a one-on-one. So I have to be fairly careful. On top of that, their battleships are ones that have hydroacoustic search, and there are very many cruisers in this match, which makes it even more difficult. And if that's not enough, well, the enemy team has 2 YouTubers, TheSneakySnake and Notser, which means that even in YouTube power, it's not equal. So, yeah, I would like to lodge a complaint against matchmaking here. This is unfair. Anyways, the reason why the Shimakaze I don't think very highly of is because she is a torpedo destroyer, and the problem with torpedo destroyers is that you rely on torpedoes. I know, who would have thought? And the problem with relying on torpedoes is that the easiest way to neutralize the effectiveness of a torpedo destroyer is to simply sail away from them. Think about that. If you could neutralize a ship class by literally just sailing away from them when they are attacking you, wouldn't that be very, very inconvenient for the class that's actually trying to attack? Yes, it would be, and that's why the Shimakaze is not a very good vol-performing ship. And if you actually look at stats, then you will find that the Shimakaze is one of the worst performing tier 10 ships, usually. I mean the 2 week stats, at least according to Warships today. Yet, despite that, she is also the most popular tier 10 ship that's played. I don't know why, it's baffling to me too, but that is what it is, and it has been for a very, very long time. Even despite all the nerfs, it is still true. Usually, at least. You know, sometimes some servers have some oddities in that, but usually it's true. So it's quite odd, considering that she isn't a very strong ship, or at least not as well-performing one as the other ones, yet she is so insanely popular. Anyways, the problem with running away is that, or rather, the problem with the torpedoes then is that, let's say that my torpedoes, well, they are F3, so they go at 76 knots. And let's say the enemy ship travels at 30 knots. If she goes parallel to my ship, or the torpedoes, then the torpedoes will, sorry, not parallel, perpendicular. Then the torpedoes approach the ship at 76 knots. If the ship is coming towards me, then it's 76 plus 30, so 106 knots. However, if the ship is sailing away, then it's 76 minus 30, so 46 knots, and we all know how damn slow 46 knots is for approaching torpedoes, so it is not a very good thing. Also, I just got radared by probably the Des Moines that's behind that island over there, which is a bit unfortunate, so I need to hide behind this island, and hopefully this Des Moines will take care of that Minotaur at least until the radar still lasts, because I can't really go out there because I think they will just kill me, and unfortunately smokescreen doesn't help versus radar, and radar in this game is magical. It goes through walls. Also, I would like to mention that because radar goes through walls, it feels really weird when people call radio position finding a wall hack, considering the other things that are in the game, but regardless. Okay, torpedoes coming. I'm kinda glad I didn't go out there. I'm gonna take a shot or two and get shot in return, and maybe I should just smoke here. I think that's alright, I think. Maybe if I guess no. I was thinking that maybe I should go full speed ahead and try to cover the Des Moines in smoke, but I'm not quite certain if the Minotaur actually launched all her torpedoes. Like, look at that, suddenly torpedoes. If I had gone out full speed, maybe I would have been hit by those torpedoes, and that probably would not have ended very nicely for me, so I'm kinda glad I just backed off. Although it probably would have been alright. But then again, it's not like the Des Moines really needs that smoke screen anyway. So, like I mentioned, I'm not a very strong ship in this lineup. Also, I'm probably being hydroed by either the Minotaur or the Z-52. Probably the Minotaur, otherwise I would have been shot by now. And the Minotaur is behind the island again. Again, wall hack, right? Right. Anyways, Again, like I mentioned, Shimakaze is not a very powerful ship, so I need to be very, very careful on what I do, because if I throw my ship away, well, that's still a huge loss and you don't really gain anything from it, so I really need to avoid doing that, especially since I know that there are some good players on the enemy team, so I need to, you know, pay attention to it, and I'm really not liking my current predicament. And oh my god, that's... oh, at least she's sailing away. At least I managed to not get hit by those torpedoes. That would have been very, very embarrassing. Not even like poor or bad or anything, but just embarrassing. Also, unfortunately, the other destroyer that was with us smoke screened, so we don't have any vision on the Minotaur. I'll still go out and pick a fight with a Minotaur as a Shimakaze. Yes, because that's a really good idea. What other genius ideas do you have, Aerroon, today? Oh, and of course I'm only gonna use my front gun as well, not the back guns, because that would just make things too easy, right? Okay, so now my plan is to sail into the B cap and try to take it, because we lost the C cap and we are apparently not taking the A cap anytime soon. So we are at or in a slight pickle, and oh my god, that's a Notser with a Khabarovsk. That, by the way, is, in my opinion, getting a buff with the new tree, because, well, yeah, the HEAP skill might be incredibly nice for the Khabarovsk. I'm not quite certain, of course, if you should want to take it, but it still has some use. And not to mention things like, you know, what do you call it, RPF, of course, on the Khabarovsk would be very, very useful to know when to, or how to hunt enemy destroyers, and things like that are just good all around. Question is, though, if you take the survivability expert skill on the new Khabarovsk, but I'm not quite certain about that one. You might want to take basic firing training instead, because of the reload boost. Okay, so we finally got the B cap, and it seems the enemies are actually leaving the C cap. By the way, if you look at the 10 line, then you'll see that 2 of our ships are mating over there. Unfortunately, even if this is PTS, you still cannot make new ships like that. So, the Moskva seems to be leaving the C cap, so essentially I'm going back to try to take the cap again. Maybe I'll try torpedoing through the gap, but I think that's not really worth it, because, well, there's gonna be an island in the way, at least very likely. Also, I would really like it if I stayed outside of detection range of the Moskva, so that's why I'm taking the turn I am, because if I go within detection range of the Moskva, she will know that I am there and maybe try to radar me or some other bullshit like that. So if I stay out of the detection range, it should be alright. I wanted to torpedo the Moscow here because she was going backwards, but unfortunately she's going full speed ahead now, so I guess that's a no. I was spotted here for a moment, but it's alright. And I don't really know why I'm going closer. Like right now I'm literally YOLOing towards a Moskva as a Shimakaze. The good thing is that the Moskva does not have radio position finding, so I guess I'll be alright. Now the question is, though, am I gonna risk my ship to actually go and try to torpedo this, because the secondaries will most definitely hit me, and the answer is yes. Why? Well, I can't really answer you that, and I also fire all of my torpedoes here. Or, I don't know why, but the Moskva is dead. Only needed 3 torpedoes too, and yet I fired all 15 of them. Well, I guess at least, you know, this is a video game, so being more environmentally friendly is not really much of a boon anyway. I think I might think of smoking here. Okay, never mind. I was thinking of just smoking, stopping, and shooting at the Z-52 with my shells, but if she's unspotted, well then there would be nothing else to spot for me anyway, so it wouldn't have worked out anyway. So, I got the capstone. We are losing B to a Moskva and a Khabarovsk, I believe, which should be a Notser and TheSneakySnake. Yep, hello Notser. And I really, really don't want to fight you because you are a Khabarovsk and I am a Shimakaze. And it seems that Notser is turning away. Gonna go through. Probably he's gonna go for the sea cap with the cruiser. Well, there's the Moskva. I mean, it would make sense considering there's a battleship and a cruiser behind me, so you probably don't want to confront them directly because they are a Khabarovsk and a Moskva after all. Not the greatest fighting force compared to the other ships that are in this lineup here. Okay, so I was thinking of trying to camp in this current position here, but then I decided, nah, let's not actually do that. You see, there was this clip by Flemmel where he torpedoed the Khabarovsk using the radio position finding. That happened like, I don't know, a day before or maybe even on the same day. So I figured that, hey, maybe I should try to torpedo the Moskva through this gap here with my torpedoes, but because I don't want to risk too much, I think I'll only lose one launcher. Because if you look at the radio position finding indicator, well, you can see that Notser just entered the cap zone. I think it's Notser because he was in the faster ship, the Khabarovsk. And now I'm gonna do a pass through this gap here. Hopefully a radio position finding will jump to the Moskva, and then I will know where she is and know whether I should or could torpedo here at this current moment. Nope, it's still pointing at the Khabarovsk. Okay, so I just switched targets, so let's torpedo like this. Alright. I'm only gonna use one launcher here because I think there's a battleship coming from the western side. Yep, as you just saw, there is one coming right over there. So I need those two other launchers for that one. Alright. And oh my god, I actually hit the torpedo. Do you believe that? Can you believe that? I just hit the torpedo based on radio position finding. Honestly, if this is the thing that radio position finding enabled you to do and didn't come at any other costs, this skill would be amazing, like a really good addition to the game. Unfortunately, she has some other problems that, you know, are quite problematic. Yes, problematic problems. Also, I met this C-52, but she was so low HP, so I'm gonna take her out with my guns. Yes, Shimakaze does have guns. Who would have thought? And now there's a Grossa Kurfürst coming in. Now I need to dodge those C-52 torpedoes. You know what these torpedoes remind me of? They remind me of... there was this battlefield game, I believe, where there was a... I don't know, soldier perk or something like that, that was... if you died, it would drop a hand grenade where you died, and then it would explode. And incredibly annoying, because you would kill somebody at close range and then you would die as well because they have that stupid damn perk. And torpedoes and destroyers feel kinda like that. So I torpedoed the Grossa Kurfürst, and I think those are gonna be slightly successful. Okay, I only hit one. I kinda take back what I said. Those were not very successful torpedoes at all. Well, I'm gonna go around the island again. I have my one launcher that I used on the Moscow earlier, so I should be able to take it. And then I will try to enter the B cap and take the cap zone. I was thinking of, you know, stopping and shooting the Kurfürst, but the problem with that is that she has Hydra and she only needs to maneuver a little bit to be able to spot me. No, actually she doesn't need to maneuver at all if I were to stop and smoke here. So, torpedoes on the way, and hopefully they will hit a lot, and oh my god, the Khabarovsk is shooting at me. That's very unfortunate, but I should be able to enter the B cap relatively safely, and luckily the Kurfürst has not noticed that I'm there, so she is not actually clicking on me with his secondaries, and goodbye Kurfürst. I think. Oh my god, she survived. That's very unfortunate. And which is very sad. Okay, well, she survived, but I should be able to smoke and shoot her, or maybe not even that, because, well, my allies are gonna finish her. My allies finished her off. I'm gonna randomly torpedo that one launcher full on the Khabarovsk because, well, maybe it'll work out. So now it's 4 against 2. 2 battleships, 1 cruiser, 1 destroyer against 1 Khabarovsk and 1 Moscow. Unfortunately, the 2 that are alive are the Sneaky Snake and Notser, so they are not potatoes, so this is not an easy wrap-up. And we are behind in points, and there's only 4 minutes left to go. And the Kurfish just got hit, so that's unfortunate. And, well, she's losing a lot of HP to the Khabarovsk, though. I can't really shoot here because I only have 9.8 kilometers range, and at least I got the B-cap, or will in a moment. Honestly, if I had fired my full torpedo armament on the Moscow, maybe I would have actually got the kill, or at least done significantly more damage, and this would have been far more secure, because right now we are 200 points behind and there is less than 4 minutes to go. And they still have a fairly healthy Moscow and a fairly healthy Khabarovsk left, while I have less than half HP, and our Kurfürst is fairly low HP, and I think our Yamato and the Moin aren't that much better either. So this is still somewhat anybody's game. I'm gonna try to stop them from getting points from the C-cap. That should enable us to make up for the point slack that we have, or at least the points difference, because there's like 160 points difference. There's still 3 minutes to go, so at 6 points per tick we should be able to make it up and actually get the lead. Notser is probably gonna try to block this, because if we actually get the C-cap, then it's definitely our victory, even if they kill some of our ships. But if they still keep the cap zone, we're only taking at 6 points into the lead, so if they kill a ship or 2, it might be alright. Now, the thing is, I don't really want to go and fight, because if I go out there right now, I will be the only ship that's detected, and we'll be fighting Notser pretty much alone, and, well, there's the radar by the Moskva. And I can't do anything about it. This is why I'm stopping in my current position, and I think Notser is actually coming around the corner, as you can see by RPF or where it's pointing. I'm thinking of torpedoing here, but I don't know if it's worth it, though. Because I don't think Notser is going to make a bad mistake of coming around the corner showing flat broadside. Or maybe he is. I'll try my best, and I'll try hiding, because in a fight, Notser would definitely win. And I'm gonna try to speed boost away here at full speed, because I think Notser probably torpedoed here. Or likely at least, and that would end up being really bad for me. Okay, he also smoke screened. So maybe he didn't torpedo me after all. Although it's actually a guess. Right now I could literally just die, because I made that guess poorly. Okay, the torpedoes passed me, so that means they aren't coming for me. And, well, so far so good. We are ticking slowly into the points lead. There's 1 minute 30 seconds to go. Notser survived with 1800 HP. That's quite unfortunate. Okay, question is, should I go and try to trade my ship for Notser's? Maybe it's worth it. But there's also the possibility that once I go around the corner, I'm suddenly surprised by a Moskva and just die for nothing in return. And I don't know if that's worth it. Maybe I should try to YOLO with torpedoes, but again, I don't know if that's worth it as well. Because they probably have Hydro on the Moskva, and that would, well, tell them that I'm coming. The Des Moines is coming around the corner at half HP. I think that's an alright decision, if they don't know that the Des Moines is coming at least. Although they might, because right now I'm not spotted by radio position finding. So that means the Des Moines likely is. Okay, so the Moscow is engaging our battleships, and I think Notser is trying to do the same. Okay, by the way, I will mention that I currently, while playing the game, I did not notice that there's only 30 seconds to go. I thought that there was plenty of time. I was listening to music, so I didn't hear any of the warnings or similar. Had I known that, I would already be going full speed right now. But I didn't, so I waited here for way too long. And we just lost one of our battleships, which is very, very unfortunate. So I'm gonna torpedo here on the Moscow. And I will try to use my guns on the Khabarovsk, that is the Notser. And unfortunately, the game ended right here. We lost the game just now. because I was a few seconds too late. Had I gone out a few seconds earlier, I would have won this. Easily. I would have easily won this. Because I could have... the torpedoes would have connected with the Moskva and I could have shot Notser and that was it. That would have been a victory. But unfortunately, I didn't. And that was a big mistake in my opinion. Like, look at this. Just look at this. Look at how close these torpedoes were. And that's only one launcher. I have 2 more launchers coming after that. And I have my guns pointed on Notser. He has 1800 HP. But I'm only a few seconds late. If I hadn't slowed down earlier there in the smoke, when I told that I didn't notice that there's only 30 seconds to go, if I had gone full speed there, I could have won the game. But I wasn't paying enough attention, and every second counts. So very well played by Notser and TheSneakySnake there to win this game. That was really, really well played. Of course, however, our battleships aren't actually blameless, because we would have won this game if our battleships hadn't died. That would have been a 100% victory if our battleships hadn't died. And why did our battleships die? Because they were greedy enough. We lost. And obviously because I was, you know, not paying enough attention. That loss was on me as well. So, the results of the game weren't that great actually. I only have like, what, 106,000 damage done? And, I mean, that's not really the greatest result, is it? Again, nowhere near what Notser and TheSneakySnake did. Very well played by them. So anyways, if you liked this video, then like it. If you disliked it, then dislike it. And I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support. Gonzo86, and I hope I see you guys next time.